Okay, let's talk about South American wine. When I say that, you're probably thinking Argentina, maybe Chile, right? Well, today, we're going somewhere you've probably never heard of, Flores da Cunha in southern Brazil. It's a place that's quietly making some of the most exciting wines on the continent, and we are about to find out why.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures what this region is all about. It's this beautiful mix of a unique sense of place, the soil, the climate, what the French call terroir, and this deep, passionate winemaking tradition that came all the way from Italy. That idea, it's at the heart of every single bottle they make.
All right, let's just jump right in with a fact that might just blow your mind. Brazil probably isn't the first country that pops into your head when you think of wine. But get this, Flores da Cunha is the single largest producer of grapes and wine in the entire country. Yeah, you heard that right. Number 1.
So how in the world did that happen? Well, to really get these wines, you first have to understand the place itself. We're going to start right at the foundation, the land and the history that shaped absolutely everything.
You hear this word terroir thrown around all the time in the wine world, and it can sound a little fancy. But really, it's just the somewhere-ness of a wine. It's not just about the dirt. It's the whole package, the climate, how high up you are, even the way the sun hits the vines that makes a wine from one little spot taste completely different from another.
Now, when you look at the terroir of Flores da Cunha, you can see why it's so special. You see subtropical climate and might think, whoa, isn't that too hot for quality wine? But then you see that high altitude. That's the secret sauce. It gives them cool nights, which lets the grapes ripen slowly, building up all this amazing flavor while keeping a beautiful, fresh acidity. It is the perfect recipe for balanced, aromatic wines.
And here's the human side of the coin. This isn't just about geology. It's a story about people. It all kicked off in the late 1800s with Italian immigrants who literally brought their passion and their grapevines with them. What started as just making wine for the family table grew and grew. And over a century, it's become this modern, respected industry that still holds on to its roots.
Okay, so we've got this amazing land and this incredible legacy. But what grapes actually grow well here? It's time to meet the real stars of the show, the varieties that have a true gaucho soul.
And here they are, the starting lineup. On the red team, you've got some familiar faces like Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, but also the powerful Tannat, which we'll get to in a sec. And for the whites, it's a showcase of amazing aromatic grapes, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and Riesling. Just a fantastic roster all around.
Let's zoom in on the reds for a minute. You really get a sense of their character. The Merlot from here is so beautifully soft and full of fruit. The Cabernet Sauvignon brings that classic structure you expect. But Tannat's the wild card. It's robust, it's spicy, and it's just this powerful expression of the place.
And the whites? Well, they're all about that freshness and elegance. The Chardonnay is complex and has this incredible mineral streak. And the Sauvignon Blanc just jumps out of the glass with all these vibrant tropical notes. They really capture that cool climate vibe we were talking about earlier.
So we've got the land and we've got the grapes. Now for the magic. How do you turn those little berries into the wine that ends up in your glass? This section is all about the alchemy that happens inside the winery.
Flores da Cunha is famous for its sparkling wines, and this slide shows you exactly why. They don't cut corners. They use the traditional method. Yep, the same painstaking process they use in Champagne. And that third step, aging on the lees, that is everything. That's where the bottles rest on the yeast for months, sometimes even years, and develop those incredible, toasty, brioche aromas that you only find in world-class bubbly.
For the still wines, the difference between making a red and a white really boils down to this one simple thing. Red wines get their color and their structure, those tannins that give the wine some grip, from fermenting with the grape skins. For whites, you press the juice off the skins right away to keep everything fresh, light, and aromatic.
All right, we've covered the land, the grapes, and the process. Now for the best part. What do these wines actually taste like? Let's profile the final result. What you get when you pour a taste of the Serra Gaúcha into a glass.
Looking at the reds, this chart tells a really clear story. These wines are built to last. They've got high structure, tons of complexity, and because of that, they have excellent potential to just get better and better in the bottle for years to come. The whites, on the other hand, are all about right now. As this chart shows, their whole deal is freshness and vibrant aromatics, which makes them incredibly versatile. These are just fantastic food wines that you could pair with almost anything.
But really, the true pride of the region might just be their sparkling wines. Thanks to that traditional method, you get these fine, elegant bubbles and this wonderful complexity. You get citrus and apple, but also that signature toasty note from the aging process. They are genuinely world-class.
Of course, wine isn't just a beverage. It's a huge part of the culture. So for our final section, let's look at how wine is woven into the food, the festivals, and the future of Flores da Cunha.
And this table shows that connection perfectly. The local food has a really strong Italian influence, so a classic grilled chicken called galletto is just a natural fit for that soft Merlot. And that powerful tannat? It can stand up to some seriously aged cheeses. It's a perfect synergy of food and wine, born from the very same history. And that brings us right back around to this central fact. Being number one isn't just about how much you make, it's about a legacy that's still being built generation after generation.
So what's next for them? Well, this region is definitely not standing still. They're mixing that tradition with some seriously cutting-edge innovation, like using drones for super precise vineyard management. There's a deep commitment to sustainability, and wine tourism is booming as more and more people discover this hidden gem.
Which leaves us with this final thought. This is a region built on tradition, but with its eyes fixed firmly on the future. As that blend of old and new keeps evolving, the next bottle you open from Flores da Cunha won't just be wine. It'll be the next chapter in an absolutely incredible story.